Welcome back to the 2-Minute Warning, episode 317. Aaron Rodgers, of course, just fell short to the Buccaneers this past weekend, and in a post-game press conference, kind of indicated that, or said explicitly that his future with the Packers is uncertain. So that's what we're going to be talking about today, and whether or not he's going to leave, and if so, where. But first, the question of the day: who is the Green Bay Packers franchise sack leader? Again, answer revealed at the end of the video, so stick around for that. But let's get right to it, Jay. Aaron Rodgers hinted at wanting to leave. Maybe not necessarily wanting to leave, but having an uncertain future. Do you think he leaves, and if so, where's he going to go?
My short answer is probably no. I'd love to see him leave just because, hype around the league. That's awesome. Who wouldn't want to see one of the best quarterbacks in the league, if not the best quarterback in the league right now, switch teams? I mean, it would be just as big as Deshaun Watson leaving the Texans at the moment, but I think this is kind of a bluff just to kind of scare the Packers and finally get them to get him some help. He does have weapons between Davante Adams, Aaron Jones, Jair Alexander on the defensive side. I thought Kevin King was a notable name. Can't say him anymore by any means based off that last game against the Buccaneers. But I do think it's just much of a bluff because you saw them in the last draft a quarterback in their first round, kind of just pissing off Aaron Rodgers. And then in the second round, they drafted A.J. Dillon, who turns out to be a solid back. But when you got two solid running backs that could probably be a starter around the league outside of each other between Aaron Jones and Jamal Williams, you don't need a third guy. So your first two rounds are in a sense pointless, not like complete waste, but definitely not executing what they should have done there to get Aaron Rodgers the help he needed and reach their max potential. To me, I think it's just a big bluff, and for them to get scared and listen to him and kind of communicate with him what they should get in this upcoming draft and who they should look for in free agency. They don't have the most amount of cap in the world, especially with Aaron Rodgers' contract, but I don't think it's going to be easy for them to move him, and I think they're just going to be listening to him. He likes to play the blame game, and of course he just wants to create suspense and drama and act like this wasn't his fault, so I think it's definitely just a bluff.
Yeah, I actually am going to say that I think Aaron Rodgers will leave after this season because I think right now it's so trendy for quarterbacks to just get up and go.
You look at
and
Stafford, you look at
teams.
Deshaun, you look at...
Yeah, I think there's a lot of...
Goff's in trouble, but that's not necessarily because
and I think Aaron Rodgers is just tired of the situation he's in right now. I think that he's trying to go somewhere fresh, somewhere new. Where I think
he's looking for what Brady has.
Yes,
teams and
he went to Belichick.
That would be a possibility. But I think the Packers would be dumb to let him go. I think he's obviously one of the top quarterbacks. If I'm the Packers, I'd do everything in my power to surround him with whatever he wants. Because as far as I'm concerned, he's top two, if not one of the top quarterbacks in the NFL, so I think you do everything you can.
Well, we're assuming he's MVP this year, at least.
He
hasn't been announced.
He is probably
he's our MVP this year, so
likely MVP. So I think that Packers should do everything, but I think ultimately Aaron Rodgers is going to decide that he wants out, and I think he's going to try to go to somewhere that either has a lot of more weapons available to him, or somewhere that is ready to make moves now to become a championship contender. So that's where I think he's at right now.
Yeah, I think this whole situation, rumor, whatever you want to call it, kind of annoys me. I don't think there's really any chance Aaron Rodgers leaves Green Bay, in my opinion. I think it's a whole front for the media. As Jay said, I think Aaron Rodgers, he's made his career in Green Bay, and as the years go by where he struggles to win the big game, the blame kind of comes more and more to him. Notoriously, he mentioned it already, Aaron Rodgers likes to play the blame game on other people, his coach, his players, whatever, his lack of draft picks. You saw him do it yesterday post-game, saying it wasn't his call to kick the field goal when he was 4th and goal from the Buccaneers' 8-yard line, whatever. But Aaron Rodgers has ultimately controlled the situation. He's the franchise quarterback. So I think Aaron Rodgers is largely the issue. I've kind of taken a different stance since we did our Is Aaron Rodgers overrated video, just because I think kind of came to me over the last 24 hours how he is kind of responsible more than I thought. But I think Aaron Rodgers, and he knows this deep down, in my opinion, that he is more of the issue than he portrays. So I think going to Green Bay is not going to help him, and he knows that. His situation there in Green Bay with the Packers is better than it looks, in my opinion. He's obviously one of the best quarterbacks in the year or in the league, 3-time MVP, going to be 3-time now, or is this going to be his third this year?
This might be his third.
I think he's either got 3 or he's going to win his third. So he's got the talent, of course, and his roster. I mean, he's got Pro Bowl running back Aaron Jones. Davante Adams is a Pro Bowler. He's got Pro Bowl cornerback in Jair Alexander, of course, and then Zadarius Smith, Pro Bowl linebacker, and A.J. Dillon, of course, the kind of not a great draft pick, but a good player.
Yeah.
Not necessarily a I can't think of the word, a valuable pick for this team that already had Aaron Jones. and Jamal Williams, but he's got the weapons around him. The team isn't lacking as much as it looks. I just think Aaron Rodgers is more the problem, and I think of course you lose the big game that you wanted 4 years ago. He said I need one of these at home about the NFC Championship game. Well, he gets one, and he loses. Of course, he's not going to have a definitive answer about where his career is going. Hence why he said his future with the Packers is uncertain. Uncertain is very vague, and I think this whole him leaving thing is kind of more of a, I don't know, media fan created myth than it is actually going to happen.
I mean, one thing I will say is, like, I feel like at this time last year, like, Tom Brady was kind of saying similar things, like,
and I did probably say the exact words. Tom Brady's not going to leave New England.
The only difference is that Tom Brady did have the option to opt out, and now Aaron, he's under contract. He'd have to force a trade.
And Tom Brady was 42. Aaron Rodgers has still 2-3 good years left in his career. I think the way he's playing now, his arm strength, his quickness on his feet is sustainable for I think two more years. Yeah. You were going to say something.
Well, I was just saying, we saw the similar thing from Tom Brady last offseason. He was, I mean, that's a good point that he did have the option of, opting out and just signing somewhere instead of being traded.
And that Patriots year ended a lot worse, and they were clearly a shell of what they had been.
Yeah.
They weren't the Packers who were number one seed out of the NFC.
And
they were the Patriots with no weapons that had shown all year that Tom Brady didn't have anybody to throw the ball to.
Low key, if you're the Packers, I think that you have to look at it like, look, I mean, we left a lot of points out there. Like, we had an Adams drop. Like, when does Davante Adams ever drop a touchdown pass?
And the play comes to my mind. I've seen it on the herd today, whatever. And Skip and Shannon, the play, Rodgers could have ran that ball in, I think.
I don't know if he could. I don't know if he could.
He would pick up yardage, and if they're halfway to the goal, they'd go for a fourth.
Yes.
A fourth and 8 becomes a 4th and 3.
It becomes 4th and goal from the 3 or 4 rather than 4th and goal from the 8. That is a good point. So my point being is they lost that game arguably on several. I don't want to say Aaron Rodgers' mistakes, but his lack of. He just failed to excel at those very moments where you'd expect him to.
But you still can't, like. I mean, it's not. You still got to give some of that heat to LaFleur because obviously he made the call to go for that field goal, which ended up literally costing them the game. But I think, I think it was a good point that he could have set them up for further. But I'm sure in his mind he was like, I got two guys on my back.
I don't even know if you say LaFleur cost him the game. I think that's football. You look at Tom Brady, who's thrown 3 picks. You look at your defense. You need the ball. You need a stop. Simple as that. That's football. You need defense to win a game, and they didn't come through. And I think that's not a bad call, really. I think that was a smart play, honestly, but it just didn't work out.
Yeah, I mean, if
it's
works
easy to say now, it failed.
If it works out, he's a genius. If it doesn't, we're having this conversation of how he sucks. He's a bad coach. You can't discredit him. He went 13-3 as a head coach. Brought Aaron Rodgers back to his MVP form. One play can't define.
I just think overall, I feel like it would have just been a much better call to let your MVP go out and get a play on 4th, and I think it probably would have been an easier call for him if Aaron Rodgers did run, pick up a little bit more yardage. But it's neither here or there.
You can make the argument that that's the play right there that Aaron Rodgers has kind of set himself up for all year by being the MVP, by throwing his career high touchdown in 48, whatever. Yeah. That's the play that you kind of put. Maybe you go for it. You say Aaron Rodgers is Aaron Rodgers. Put the game on the line right here and win it. I think that you could have made either call, but I think the field goal wasn't a bad call.
Yeah, I mean, overall.
So you think, before we go too long, you think Jordan Love has any play in Aaron Rodgers? You think he's going to be in the – obviously he didn't take a single snap this year.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Is he ready to take Aaron Rodgers' spot?
I don't think so because when he came in this year, they expected him to put get Aaron's ass rolling and get something and do better, which he did, but – Jordan Love didn't even earn the 2nd string spot. He's 3rd string on the depth chart, so that's not going to intimidate Rodgers by any means. Or take his spot by any means either.
I don't think that's any concern to Rodgers. I think the concern for Rodgers is where he can win. I know some places that jump out to me are San Francisco.
San Fran's a good spot.
Going home to California would be great. Him playing under Kyle Shanahan's offense would be a fun sight to see.
Colts, maybe.
Colts, that would probably make the football sense.
Situation.
Yeah, that would, or the Dolphins. Who wouldn't want to go to Miami? So, but I think, I don't think Rodgers has an easy decision ahead of him. I think he's got some tough calls to make. So,
all right, my final decision is absolutely not. He'll be staying in Green Bay, Greg.
I say that he'll be on the move. I don't know where, but I'll say he'll be on the move.
I say he stays. I think it was a bluff.
All right, that's all for the video. And again, question of the day. Your answer is Clay Matthew, Packers franchise sack leader. Thanks for watching.